United States CPS makes upwards of $3 billion per day on trafficking and selling our children. The corruption may start with the caseworker, but goes through the judicial system, passing the governor through the Senate and into the White House. The entire system has a hand in the business known as CPS.
Our children are stolen every minute of a 24-hour day. They are being robbed of their innocence, their trust, their happiness. As parents, we are isolated and betrayed by a government we trust. States are balancing budgets on kids' lives. Only 12% of the kids taken will be reunified. Title IV funding is being riveted with fraud.
Welcome to this Thursday evening here at CPS Victims Hunting for Justice. I am your host, CPS Punisher. People, we have a very, very big problem in this country, and that problem is a unit we know called CPS. For those of you who don't know, that is Child Protective Services. Protect, they do not. They say that they're overworked. They say that they are underpaid. First of all, if you're doing work in a job that entails saving the lives of our children, never once should you be saying that you are overworked and underpaid. This is not a job. This is something that you do for the good of humanity. You are helping save lives of children, caseworkers. You should not be whining that you're not making enough money. You should not be whining that you are overworked. You should be blessed and heartfelt wants to go out and save the children that are being neglected and abused by their parents. But you're choosing the easy roads, and we're all seeing this. You're choosing the people who haven't done a thing to their children. You're choosing the middle class people that aren't able to pay top dollar to fight the lawyers. You're choosing people who are true parents living life and trying to work for a living and raise their family the American way. And you guys single-handedly are destroying it, and you know that you are. How do you feel when you see the tears of a little child who you just stripped out of their mother's arms and they're screaming? Do you think a child that's abused like that screams for their mother when you come and take them from their arms? No, they do not. They welcome you. They welcome the help and the assistance to know that someone finally cares for them and someone is looking to help them. People say they don't get bonuses. People say that this is a lie, that this is a farce, that this isn't really what's going on. Well, I beg to differ. Because if this is a farce, what's going on, why in this United States do we have so much of this? And we have so many of us, parents like myself, that are out there raising hell and trying to fight against you, because parents that don't want their children and abuse and neglect them are not doing what we do. You caseworkers need to wake up. You're stealing kids. That's what you're doing. And we're going to prove it, one of you at a time. This immunity won't matter anymore because we are coming after you. You know who you are, who has done right and who has done wrong. And if you are a caseworker that works with a corrupt caseworker, you need to tell somebody about it. There's no shame in that game. If you're going to stop a kid from being stolen from his loving family, and you know, please, caseworker, call them out on it. If you go to work with people, that's their bonuses that are at hand, call them out on it. This funding is not meant to go to you, caseworkers. This funding is supposed to go to the families who need it so that they can reunify with their loved ones. Title IV funding does not say steal children. Title IV funding says actually the opposite. By all means, keep the family unit together. By all means, put all of this money towards reunification. Because you lose the funding when reunification isn't your goal. So tell me this, how is this not fraud when all of us parents are working our asses off, missing work, doing all these things that CPS is having us jump through hoops, and they still go right down to the TPR, but they've collected Title IV funding in the entire way on your child? How is this not fraud, government and people of it? We need you to wake up, caseworkers. You are the first line of defense. You are the people stealing the babies. If you think you're doing anything different, well, you are mistaken. For those of you who whistleblow, get out of this business and do the right thing, I applaud you. But those of you that are staying just for a paycheck and a bonus, us parents are coming for you. We are coming. Tonight, I have I have something I want to show to you guys. This is a documented adventure for these family that has lost their kids to DHS. And this really shows what the reality of these situations are. It's really good. Well, I'm just going to let you guys go ahead and take a look at this yourselves. And I want you guys to tell a friend about this episode that doesn't believe you. I want you to make sure that people know that this is the true side of DHS. This is what really happens.
And they were filed and they were signed by a judge?
Who's Roxanne?
Who's Roxanne? I spoke to her on the phone. And the other office, what number or what? 216, thank you, ma'am. Okay, thank you. See, let me try this. And look at that. We'll get a picture, we'll get a video of that thing on the wall. Look at it. Look what it says. Look, my mom with the baby. Was they filed?
Yes.
So it was signed by a judge?
This shows you here that it was filed.
But it was signed by a judge?
Yes.
Okay, because we just called and they said it was never signed by a judge.
Who's the judge?
Yeah, who's the judge? Yes, because, do you know what his name is?
That's Judge Jimenez.
Judge Jimenez? Okay, where can I find him? Because we just called and these are false papers that were signed by Angela Ochoa. By,
Hear that? Not a judge, by another caseworker.
they're held upstairs?
The judge is in presiding over
This was never served.
It was never served. It was never given to us. And the other office, what number or what? 216. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, thank you. See?
And people will think that we're crazy. People think that when we tell them this stuff, they say, "Oh, you're nuts," or "You're a bad parent," or "You're this," or "You're that," and it's terrible. It's nothing worse than feeling this feeling when the whole world's against you, but yet just before you got these accusations against you, you were the greatest person on earth.
Signed by a judge? Who's the judge? Yeah, who's the judge?
Please tell us.
Yes, do you know what his name is?
That's Judge Jimenez.
Judge Jimenez? Okay, where can I find him? Because we just called and these are false papers.
Yeah, Roxanne just,
That were
they probably,
signed
and
by
hopefully
actual
nobody's
people.
changing this because I have this all recorded. Everything's
That's,
recorded.
Our CPS cases,
Yes.
those are heard upstairs on the third floor.
They're held
Yes, but
upstairs?
The judge is presiding over.
This was never served
It
to
was
us.
it was never given to us through.
Untrue,
Everything
unverified.
is false in
We're
this.
supposed to get
So,
original
yeah,
copies.
That right there, that's wrong. Y'all have that up there and y'all still do that. Y'all for Angie Garcia.
Where's Roseanne? Who's Roseanne? Yeah, Roxanne probably. The one that files the one that files whatever. I mean, I just called. You're Roxanne? I just spoke with you. Okay,
Roxanne or Roseanne?
hold on, you'll hear me. That one. Who's that?
The woman that's talking. It's okay, well we have her, she identified herself as Roseanne. And she says y'all only go by first names here. She did not want to give her last name. Or okay, so to,
Hold on, hold on.
where's those papers? Okay. Now these are the papers that are saying that they were filed at this office, and when we spoke to Roseanne, she says she admits that they were never filed and they have not been signed by a judge. They told us to come over here. Yes, and it's obviously some false papers that were signed by a so-called judge and by CPS. We need to find out because we want to have her arrested.
That's right.
Because this is, my grandson was removed and CPS is trying to come after my niece also. We did. They told us to come over here. They told us to come to this. They told us to come over here, so obviously something's going on. Nobody wants to tell us what's going on. These papers aren't even filed. Now they're giving us the runaround. This will be on the news.
No. Cause look what it says. It was accepted by Linda Sanchez.
Which I'm telling you, you see the letter P.
And Mary and you guys are. Hold on.
Yeah, that's why they told us to come over here because those papers were filed here.
It does say that.
Y'all don't.
It's with the district clerks, but we don't deal with PA cases.
What is PA, ma? The CPS?
House next door,
So why did they tell us to come over here and talk to y'all?
they is.
The CPS office, the second floor, the district, the lady that's written up here, Mary Garcia's office. The two women that are in there right now told us to come over here. That those papers that involves y'all's office over here.
We don't deal with PA cases.
Okay, that's all we needed to know. Thank you. Do you have a Roseanne? I'm looking for a Roseanne. They told me to come down here for the CPS filing, the PA filing papers. Yes. Around the corner this way? Okay, thank you. We are in the other courthouse again, so we're going to the judge Angelica Jimenez, and we're gonna find all kinds of people here. Hello, I want to see if these were filed by a judge.
Who's Roseanne?
I'm Roseanne.
Okay, I
Okay,
spoke with you
yeah, we
earlier.
spoke to you about the paperwork that was filed. That's the paperwork we were served. Well, we weren't served.
Be recording.
We
Be
can't.
recording.
We have the right to record it.
We don't have.
Video. There's not something like that.
She said we couldn't record, but obviously nobody wants to get in trouble, right?
You're saying that we can't record.
I don't know. They probably went to go clean up the mess back there that they've already made.
We cannot record inside the courtroom.
This lady left, and they say this other lady and her said obviously that we could not record them. But we want to know why these papers were so-called filed, and it's all messed up. These papers, it doesn't even make sense. Is there an officer coming? They should always have an officer here.
I'm telling you, you should have spoke to a deputy.
Well, we tried. And he told us that
She did take your paper.
yes, she did.
She did right.
Yes, she took my paper.
This
And I asked her, the same one, I asked her if those were filed. She right away, when this girl said for us not to record, she right away said, you can't be recording.
she didn't even know.
So obviously, something's going on because these papers are fraud. Very fraud.
Something like
Exactly. Yeah, it really does seem like something's going on.
Nobody pays attention to it. This is going on the news.
Yeah, it's going on the news because nobody wants to pay attention. Look, there's a sheriff right there. There's a sheriff right there.
Yeah, there's one coming in.
Okay. How's it going, sir?
Not in the courtroom.
Yeah, we're.
Do me a favor,
Yes,
step on here.
let me come out here with you, sir.
What's going on?
That's the lady. See if these were filed by
Who's Roseanne? Okay, I spoke with.
That's the paperwork we were served. Well, we weren't served.
Yeah, we have the right. We have the right to record.
We don't have.
We do. We do. There's not something that I can't say that I don't.
Okay.
How's it going, sir?
How's it going, sir?
We're not in the courtroom. We understand that it's illegal to.
Do me a favor, step on here.
Let me come out here with you.
Hold on.
What's going on?
We understand that it's illegal to record in the courtroom, but it's not illegal to record in here. We're just clarifying that.
We were
Show 'em the video.
because we have papers that we have a recording also of false allegations, false pretense of
Are you recording
CPS.
right now?
Of CPS, yes we are. We need to have this all on video because these were not yet
You have an
filed.
attorney, right?
No, we are coming after we want to go ahead and have her arrested, lawfully
Hold
arrested.
on. You have an attorney for court, right?
No.
No, sir.
Sir.
We don't even, these papers aren't even filed. And she told us, she gave them to us.
Who's she?
The lady from CPS, Angela
Let me
Ortoa.
explain
Is she
to
a
them.
caseworker?
Yes, she is. And she intimidated me and my mother.
She's this one right here.
Used the police department against
She
us.
came into her home saying that she had a court order from the judge. She did not. I'm here to show you that.
Hold on.
Okay.
Before you, if you have a case in here, I'm sure you're going to be represented by an attorney. If you don't have an attorney, I would think that.
No, we don't want an attorney.
No, we don't need it. We don't.
Let me finish talking. And I can only listen to one of you at a time. Let's have a seat over here. Y'all have a seat.
Hold on. No, I have every right to record. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. We appreciate your service. Thank you, sir. You have a nice day. He said that he wasn't going to talk to us because we were videotaping. So he said we can talk to the... Enseñar.
Okay. Here you go, ma'am. That's a copy of your petition.
Okay.
And then this is the order that was signed by the judge,
When was it signed?
March 20th.
Okay, so we have Miss
Okay.
Roseanne admitting that the papers were never signed by the judge, that they were still being filed. We have her on recording where she said it was not filed. The judge never signed it. When Miss Angela showed up at our home, intimidating us with the police force, she said, clear as day in the videos, and we will put them on the news today, that she said it was signed in front of a judge. And then we asked her what the judge's name was. She could not even tell us what that name was.
Okay, ma'am.
And if it's supposed to be signed by a judge, it's supposed to have their full name clearly as day so we know what is written there. It is not.
Okay.
Watch, look.
Here's a copy of this, ma'am.
Look. That's Roseanne.
There's no judge listed, ma'am? What is that?
Well, she was referring to a court date, ma'am.
Oh, no, ma'am. Don't try to clean that up.
Okay, ma'am.
She said it was not signed by a judge.
Oh no, I got cops all
So
over me.
I just saw your face turn really white when you admit that it was not. She admitted it was not signed by a judge.
You're asking about this case. You're asking about a setting. So
No,
I'm letting you know.
I'm asking about how was it filed under false pretense, under false allegations, no facts whatsoever, nothing. And how was that? And yes, ma'am, I spoke to you, Miss Sandy, and you referred me to the place next door.
What you need
So
to do is see the DA's office. This is not, we're just a custodian of records. So we're
now I have to go to the. You told me to go to the
I
other
did not
courthouse.
tell you.
Really, I have you on video where you said
asked
to
me.
go next door.
You asked me where
So, okay, well, these people that work at CPS, this will be on the news. These are false papers.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the video where she came. Well, they told us to go to your office to speak to you, Miss Sandy, and I expect you to help us. And
Roseanne said that there was no order from the judge. It was never presented.
And y'all let us speak. And y'all let us speak.
okay, sir. Okay. Let's get out of the way. Let's not be rude to these people. We don't want them to say anything that we're doing anything wrong. Allegations. And the children were removed. The children were removed under allegations. Nothing was proven. Nothing was a fact. She pushed her way into my home and into my life, and I will have her arrested.
Custodian of the records here. These are filed from the DA's office.
From the-
This is the petition, okay?
So why is it that
This
Miss...
order here is signed by the judge. The person you need to contact is Noel here, and that's her telephone number.
Roseanne
from the
told us
DA's
already.
office, okay?
Roseanne said
So
that.
why did Miss Roseanne say that it wasn't signed by a judge? That these allegations started as of the 20th.
Did they change it right now? Did they change it?
They probably did. They took it to the back because she came and gave me two different
Wow, they
ones.
just changed it right now.
Look, now it's different. Wow. Look at that.
Look, and we wouldn't even serve this one either. And they put a sticker on it and everything. Check
Look
this
at that.
out, everybody.
Judicial District.
Y'all
Wow.
messed up.
Wow. Did y'all just falsify these papers also with two sheriffs right there in front of y'all? Miss Sandy, supervisor? This is Miss Sandy, supervisor for CPS. And this other young lady, they just took my paperwork. This will be all over the news, Miss Sandy. We would so...
We want to call an emergency hearing with this judge right now.
Yes. Oh, now we can't?
I'm gonna walk in there.
Look, now nobody wants to see nothing. Nobody wants to say nothing because obviously they are wrong. And we will have this on the news. Us parents have rights. Y'all have no right to take children out of the home under allegations. You need facts, not allegations. And I swear if I can help anybody in here with CPS, I will tell them how to do it to get CPS out of their lives. Showed up at our home, intimidating us with the police force. She said clear as day in the videos, and we will put them on the news today, that she said it was signed in front of a judge. And then we asked her what the judge's name was. She could not even tell us what that name was.
Okay, ma'am.
And if it's supposed to be signed by a judge, it's supposed to have their full name clearly as day, so we know what is written.
Watch the.
Here's a copy of this, ma'am.
Look. That's Roseanne.
There's no judge listed there? What is that?
Well, she was referring to a court date.
Oh, no, ma'am. Don't try to clean that up.
Okay, ma'am.
She said it was not signed by a judge.
Hold on, I got cops all over me.
I just saw your face
I'm back up.
turn really white.
Step over here, Monica, so you can be safe.
Under false allegations, no facts whatsoever. No, nothing. And how is that? And yes, ma'am, I spoke to you, Miss Sandy.
The law is that we're
and you
supposed to be
referred
served.
me to the place next
What
door.
you need
So
to say the DA's office. This is not, we're just the custodian of records. So we're just.
now I have to go to the, you told me to go to the
I
other
did not
courthouse.
tell you to
Rick,
go.
I have you on video where you said
asked
to
me.
go next door.
You asked me where the
So,
district
okay,
court
well, this is, these people that work at CPS, this will be on the news.
We don't work for
These are
CPS.
false
This is the
papers.
video that-
Okay,
What's the video?
hold on.
We
Where
don't
she
work with
came.
CPS.
Well,
Look,
they told us to go to
this
your
lady-
office to speak to you, Miss Sandy, and we expect you to help us.
Roseanne said
And-
that there was no order from a judge. It was never presented.
And y'all let us speak. Y'all let us speak. Okay, sir. Okay. Let's not be rude to these people. We don't want them to say anything.
Nah, he's our public servant. He's our public servant. He can't just move us around.
The children were removed under allegations. Nothing was proven. Nothing was said. A fact. Here's the law. She pushed her way into my
Hold
home,
on.
and it's my life. And I won't.
Hold on, Roseanne is saying.
From this is the petition.
Excuse me, sir. I'm coming by.
It's signed by the judge.
The person you need to contact
No,
is Noel here, and that's her
no,
telephone
no.
number
Roseanne
from the
told us
DA's
already.
office, okay?
Roseanne said
So
that.
why did Miss Roseanne say that it wasn't signed by a judge? That these allegations started as of the
Did they
20th.
change it right now? Did they change it?
They probably did. They took it to the back because she came and gave me two
Wow,
different
they
ones.
just changed it right now.
Look, now it's different. Wow. Look at that.
Look, and we weren't even served this one either. And they put a sticker on it and everything. Check
Look
this
at that.
out, everybody.
Judicial District. Wow.
Y'all messed up.
Wow. Did y'all just falsify these papers also with two sheriffs right there in front of y'all? Miss Sandy, supervisor? This is Miss Sandy, supervisor for CPS. And this other young lady, they
Hold on,
just took my
hold on,
paper-
hold on.
paperwork.
We-
This will be all over the news, Miss Sandy. We would
No.
so.
We want to call an emergency hearing with this judge right now.
Yes. Oh,
Hold
now
on.
we can't? They are wrong.
Sir, I'm going to walk in there. I'm going to turn off my camera and I'm going to ask to speak. Oh, I'm sorry. How can I speak to the judge? How can I speak to the judge to call an emergency hearing right now? Huh? No, I don't want a lawyer. I'm actually a man, and I'm calling for a judge, my public servant, for an emergency hearing. Can you tell the judge to come and hear me? I am a man that is going to be recognized in court. I don't know, sir. Sir, do you know what an attorney means? The legal definition? It's an actor to a turn. Do you know what a turn means? Means to steal from one and give to another. I'm calling for an emergency hearing.
And she came back with this. Now it's got a 37 judicial district court when this one doesn't have.
Herbert, just a quick check-in. How you think those judges, how are those cops handling
Asked
themselves?
As a man of the court,
Say what?
an emergency hearing.
I said, just checking in real quick, and we'll let everybody keep watching. But how are those cops handling themselves?
They're not.
They're not doing good. They're not at all.
But when it was filed, look.
No, but I don't think they're cops. I think they're security guards for that hospital or facility. They're not police officers. I don't think they're police officers.
They're in the courthouse. That's where they are. They're in the courthouse.
Okay. I thought that was a medical thing. So they're court
Judge,
officers.
I guess.
So even as a court officer,
You're
I don't think
Jimenez?
they're handling themselves
This judge right
well,
here, sir.
considering you're going to have people that's going to be upset.
Right?
Sir.
So you should know how to handle
I mean,
people that are
I honestly
upset.
don't know what that means because
I
it's
mean,
actually supposed to say
these people have
article and
blatantly
just name.
lied.
I mean, I
It's
know
crazy.
the law.
But I'm going to let people watch
Hey,
this
but
out, and then we'll
what happened?
discuss
What
it
happened,
after.
sir? And we're going to just keep this as professional as we can. Okay, someone is committing fraud. Okay, I'm just letting you know.
Okay, I mean, all I need to know is who you're looking for.
Okay, Roseanne told us that this.
Roseanne, who's Roseanne?
Are you a judge, sir?
Huh?
Are you a judge?
No.
Your secretary?
No.
Oh, okay. Where can we find
Okay,
the
what's
Judge
the case,
Jimenez for the
What?
CPS?
No. Who am I speaking with? Roseanne. They just set up a case on the 20th of March. Okay. And there's no judge listed yet because there's no court listed yet. So, doesn't have a court it's going to be out of yet.
Okay, so then this hasn't been presented to the judge yet?
No. It just started on the 20th of March.
Okay, so you don't have anything listed, like nobody signed the judge yet?
And they just changed it right now, sir.
Then I could go down to presiding court,
Mhm.
which is on the first floor down at the north end. Where those big pillars are.
Yes, sir.
Judge Jimenez is in there,
Okay,
but there's some staff attorneys that might can help you also.
okay. Okay,
So
sir.
check with them.
Thank you, sir. We
Sure.
really appreciate
What was
that.
your name?
Have a good day.
Craig? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. And we're going to just keep this as professional as we can. Okay, someone is committing fraud. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, I mean, all I need to know is who you're looking for.
Okay, Roseanne told us that.
Roseanne, who's Roseanne?
From the CPS office right here, Don.
Huh?
Are you a judge?
Or are you a secretary?
No.
Oh, okay. Where can we find the Judge Jimenez for the CPS?
They just set up a case on the 20th of March. And there's no judge listed yet because there's no court listed yet. So, doesn't have a court it's going to be out of yet.
Okay, so then this hasn't been presented to the judge yet?
No. It just started.
They use the police department on both our homes to intimidate us and remove our grandchildren.
You might could go down to presiding court,
Presiding court?
which is on the first floor down at the north end.
Uh-huh.
Where those big pillars are.
Yes, sir.
Judge Jimenez is in there,
Okay,
but there's some staff attorneys that might can help you also.
okay. Okay,
So
sir.
check with them.
Thank you, sir. We really appreciate that. You have a good day.
Okay, what's the case number?
2019 PA00532.
And the child's name?
Oh, there's actually two listed.
The oldest?
Is Grayson
And what's the other child's name?
and Catalea.
What's the whole name? Because I don't show those names. 2019 PA 00532?
Yes. You want to know the full name?
Yes.
Hold on, I'm here with the mother. Hold on. Look, they want to know Grayson's last name? We'll find out the judge right now. Andrew Reyna.
Maybe this is not the case number then. I have 2019 PA 00532.
That's what our case number says.
Okay, what's the last name on the case? Is there several last names or just the one last name?
There's actually listed on the top as Dolores Ortiz, Larry Hopper, and then Monica Ortiz. And then it's like...
So who's Monica Ortiz?
Okay, well, that is the grandmother, but she's listed as that. I mean, they're both her right in front of me. We're just trying to find out who the judge is.
So it shows here it's going to be on... Oh, it doesn't have it set yet.
Who am I speaking with?
Roseanne. They just set up a case on the 20th of March.
Okay.
And there's no judge listed yet because there's no court listed yet. So,
okay, so there's no...
It doesn't have a court it's going to be out of yet.
Okay, so then this hasn't been presented to the judge yet?
No, it just started on the 20th of March.
Oh, okay, so you don't have anything listed? Like, nobody signed the judge then?
No, the petition and the investigation just started on the 20th of March. So
Okay.
it's out of the CPS.
Oh, okay. So Who am I speaking with again? Roseanne?
Yes.
Roseanne. What's your last name, Roseanne?
We just go by first names here.
Okay. But what department are you from?
Adoptions and family services.
The adoptions and family. Okay. I'm going to explain to you something that just happened. Okay. The caseworker, Angela. Okay. Ochoa, the one who submitted that, possibly whatever. She actually came over to this address and told police that she had a court order to come inside the house. Okay, and so I'm just following up on this, and I want to let you know that the police actually made their way inside the house because she told them, and she actually made copies. She made copies that and gave to us personally, and I mean, I know the way this works, okay? She's not supposed to serve us herself. I mean, I filed paperwork before, and she gave us untrue copies, unverified, uncertified. She's supposed to give us original. We know how this works, okay? And she actually convinced the police, San Antonio PD, to go inside the house, and they made their way in an illegal entry. We need to get to the bottom of this. I have a video that I've uploaded onto Facebook. I have like 17,000 views already. Everybody knows what happened, okay? I need to have her arrested, okay? How can I go about this? I need to have...
Well, that would be with the, of course, that would be with the police department.
Okay,
because we have nothing, we have nothing to do with that. And then as far as the petition...
Hold on, let me finish. The San Antonio Police Department do not want to take our report because of what they did. So hold on. So I'm going to go over there with the sheriff, and we're going to go talk with you so that we can get this settled. Because if she went in without a judge ordering anything, then this is illegal. So we're going to give a sheriff deputy your name, and we'll show up there in a bit.
Well, actually, it's not here in our court yet.
Oh,
so
I know.
It's out of the CPS court.
But, ma'am, but you are someone to witness, and this call is being recorded anyway, just so you know. Okay, so we're going over there, and we'll show up with the deputy, and we can handle this when we get there. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Have a good.
All right, Herbert.
Okay. Well, what I saw, because I came in, on it in a certain part. I didn't know whether it was a hospital, medical center, or what. But you explained to me it was a court. One of the things that I like to comment on is that people are too quick to attack, and they don't realize when people feel under attack, they're not going to act right.
Right.
That lady was very nice. She tried to explain to that individual what's going on. He's pushing in her face that this is going on nationwide, 17,000 people are watching it, and blah, blah, blah. That's like intimidating her right there.
Okay.
We don't like intimidation.
Right. No, you're doing everything.
Okay.
That's cool, calm.
I'm just going to come from my profession as a law enforcement, giving out tickets for traffic violations.
Okay.
If I walk up to a car and I ask the individual for their credentials, and they give it to me, usually I tell people why I'm stopping them, but maybe this time I didn't. The person says, "Could you tell me why you stopped me?" I said, "Yes, you were going 9 miles or 10 miles, 11 miles over the speed limit for this area, or your speed was unreasonable and imprudent for this area." And they say, "Okay, officer," and they give me the paperwork. I go back, I do a check. I find that they really don't have anything, little minor stop sign, things like that here and there. Okay. They're not wanted. They have a nice personality. I'm going to walk back up to the car and say, "Sir, here's your credentials back. I'm going to give you just a warning. You cannot speed through this area that's posted at 45 or 50 miles per hour, and you're doing 60 or 70 or more." I'll just give them a warning. I'll give them a lecture and let them go. I wouldn't even give them a ticket. But if the person's going to come after me, well, what did I do? Blah, blah, blah. And you people always stopping me, and you people are harassing me. And when they use the term on me as you people, they're talking about me as a police officer. You people always do this and do that. Guess what? I already got my pen out, getting ready to write a ticket.
Right. Right. So what do you recommend?
What do you recommend? You have to first do all your homework. That guy didn't do his homework. And he says he wants the person arrested. He said he went to the police station. I believe he mentioned he went to the police station to try to get the person arrested, and they wouldn't arrest the person. Am I correct?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I believe I heard that. I heard something about he did go to the police station to try to get the individual arrested, and the police wouldn't do it.
Okay. Well, they were talking about the home. The CPS agents tried to remove the child, or they did remove the child. The police forced their way in there, and they had no fun.
Okay. He said they forced their way in, but he didn't elaborate on how they forced their way in. Did they push the door open? When he opened the door, did they push the door open against his strength to enter the house? Right. Did they verbally say, we have to come in, we have to come in? And he never put up any objection? And he just felt intimidated because they're standing there with a uniform on, and he felt that was how they forced their way in? He never elaborated on that.
Right.
Did they kick the door down?
Yeah, they didn't answer me. For sure. Obviously, like you always say, there's more to the story.
I mean, I understand his attitude about, I know my rights. I know my rights. I mean, I ran into people like that before. I know my rights. I understand that.
These people were fraudulently.
I don't personally have problems with people who come up to me and say, I know my rights. I'm like, that's good. You know your rights. That's good. So then I say, well, let's discuss this, and let's see if we could come to the meeting of the minds. Have some type of a relationship, fiduciary or whatever, meeting of the minds of understanding. And if I was the woman, I would have said, no, this cannot happen. Like the lady explained to him that obviously his case hasn't even come up on the docket yet.
Right.
So he was misled by somebody else, or he made this up in his head.
No, he didn't.
Because it went to the court.
Because they showed it was all going on. With the courtroom and the documents.
See, he never really checked to find out if this is active going in front of the judge and when. He just assumed, it's in the court. Huh?
They went in there. The document was never seen by a judge. But then the lady brought up paperwork. It was signed by a judge. And they did that right in that courtroom. This is why they got so angry. Because originally it wasn't signed by a judge. And all of a sudden, miraculously, it is.
Yeah, okay, and I didn't see that part, but okay. So when they came to the door, it wasn't signed by the judge.
Correct.
So why don't he just tell them, I don't see a signature, so you can't come in?
I believe that's what happened, but they forced their way.
How do you believe that that's what happened? What made you think that's what happened?
Beginning of the show, that's what it was. They showed up there with a warrant. They forced their way into. That's what he just said on that phone call too, or not the phone call, but when he was talking with the picture up, he said that the cops.
Again, I go with the word force, because a police officer could get in a lot of trouble if he doesn't have the authority to enter somebody's house.
That's the point. I think that's the point. They're very mad that no warrant and removed their grandchildren.
The warrant should be signed.
Right.
Once it's signed, now they can force their way in.
But it was not.
That's according to what he said.
That was.
I mean, I believe that it probably wasn't. But then again, he's saying miraculously was signed. Maybe it was signed all the time. How about this? How about it was signed all the time?
Let me show you in the video what happens. Hold on a minute. Let me look at this. Because that's what this whole video was.
Because that's what this whole
the courthouse with that warrant. It was paperwork, which wasn't signed. And we showed it. The lady said that the paperwork wasn't signed. And then miraculously came out with a signed paper. Let me get back on this. Where is the here? There we go. Hey Herbert, I wanted. Oh, yesterday was your anniversary. From yesterday.
Thank you very much, Dan. I'll share that with my wife. She'll like to hear that.
Did she like her present?
Yeah, we went out. We went out to a theater, and we had a nice little dinner, and we spent a quiet evening.
Oh, good. All right, here I'm gonna put this on again for you. Now watch what she says at the beginning. Yeah.
District Clerk's Office. We found out that these papers were false, so we're here to see what's going on. Hello. Can I speak to Miss Mary Angie Garcia? The next building on the next one? Okay, were these filed here? And they were filed and they were signed by a judge? Who's Roxanne? I spoke to her on the phone. And the other office? What number or what? 216. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, thank you. See, kindness. And look at that. We'll get a picture. We'll get a video of that thing on the wall. What is this? Look, my mom with the baby. Were they filed? Oh, it was signed by a judge? But it was signed by a judge. Okay. Because we just called and they said it was signed by a judge. Yeah, who's the judge? Yes, because do you know what his name is? Judge Jimenez? Okay, where can I find him? Because we just called and these are false papers that were signed by Angela Ochoa.
That's our CPS cases
Yes.
are heard upstairs on the third.
They're held upstairs?
They're held upstairs?
It was never served. It was never given to us.
So you see right there. The wrong paper. They already got served the people have the judge's signature. They call it CPS worker.
So it sounded like somebody signed it, but it wasn't the judge, right?
But then they came in there. And then they gave them these papers signed by the judge.
Then they gave, you came in muffled. Then they gave them something that was signed by the judge?
Correct.
And that paperwork that they gave them, they didn't have that at the house.
Correct.
Do you know what his name is?
So I just said they should have never opened the door.
Well, that's what the whole argument is. Pushed their way in.
These are false papers.
Yeah, Roxanne just, they probably, and hopefully nobody's changing
Unfortunately,
this. It's all recorded. Everything's recorded.
Okay. Unfortunately, when the guy opened the door, he should have went outside and closed the door behind and said, "How can I help you?"
Okay, but
because they're not gonna turn that doorknob and come in the house.
But they did.
But the fact that he did. No, well, I don't know. I wasn't there. But it sounds like when you said they forced their way in the door.
Yeah, well, he says.
That they.
Let's see if I can.
Find it here.
Just think, if he went outside, closed the door back, they can't get in.
Yeah, well, that's what these
that's what these
came through, and they forced their way through.
He was outside, they pushed him off to the side, and then they opened the door and walked in. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know about that. They pushed their way in.
Then he must have had the door open, and they kind of kept walking in. He's actually didn't put no resistance up, so they're in the house.
Well, I mean, they're using them. Let's see here.
Let's see here. If he's,
Let's see if this is
weird.
Of course, it's like everything else. I think it's what he says that they did.
Around here.
Okay, watch this.
And I could go down to presiding group, which is on the first floor down at the north end. Big pillars off. Judge Jimenez is in there.
Okay.
But there's some staff attorneys that might help you also.
Okay. Okay,
So
sir.
check with
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
No, see, that's where they were not signed it. I think he says right here.
Okay, someone's committing fraud. Just letting you know. Roseanne told us that.
From the CPS office right here. Or are you secretary? Oh, okay. Where can we find the Judge Jimenez for the CPS? They use the police department on both our homes to intimidate us and remove our grandchildren.
They intimidated us.
Presiding court?
They intimidated us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he says they forced their way in at some point here.
Staff attorneys that might can help you also.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. We really appreciate that. You have a good day.
Okay,
She
what's
says,
the case number?
she says they intimidated us. He says they forced it.
He says
00532.
And the child's name?
Oh, there's actually two listed.
The list, the oldest?
Is it Grayson?
And what's the other child's name?
Catalea.
What's the whole name? Because I don't show those. 2019 PA 00532?
Yes. You want to know the full name?
Yes.
Hold on, I'm here with the mother. Look. Hey, you want to know Grayson's last name? You find out the judge right now. Andrew Reyna.
Maybe this is not the case number. I have 2019 PA 00532.
That's what our case number says.
Okay, what's the last name on the case? Is there several last names on the case? Is there several last names?
I mean, there's actually listed on the top as Dolores Ortiz, Larry, Harper, and then Moni Ortiz. And then it's like...
So who's Monica Ortiz?
Okay, well, that is the
Read
grandmother.
that, Karen. Read that.
Okay.
She's listed as that. I mean, they're both her right. So we're just trying to find out who the judge is.
So it shows here it's going to be on... Oh, doesn't have it set yet.
Who am I speaking with?
Roseanne, they just set up a case on the 20th of March,
Okay.
and there's no judge listed yet because there's no court listed yet. So,
Okay, so there's no.
it doesn't have a court it's going to be out of yet.
Okay, so then this hasn't been presented to the judge yet?
No, it just started on the 20th of March.
Oh, okay, so you don't have anything listed. Like, nobody signed the judge then?
No, the petition and the investigation just started on the 20th of March. So
Okay.
it's out of the CPS.
Oh,
still.
okay. So, who am I speaking with again? Roseanne?
Yes.
Roseanne. What's your last name, Roseanne?
We just go by first names here.
Okay, but what department are you from?
Adoptions and family services.
The Adoptions Defense. Okay, I'm going to explain to you something that just happened, okay? The caseworker, Angela, okay, or Choa, the one who submitted that, possibly whatever, she actually came over to this address and told police that she had a court order to come inside the house. Okay, and so I'm just following up on this, and I want to let you know that the police actually made their way inside the house because she told them, and she actually made copies. She made copies that and gave to us personally, and I mean, I know the way this works, okay? She's not supposed to serve us herself. I mean, I filed paperwork before, and she gave us untrue copies, unverified, uncertified. She's supposed to give us original. We know how this works, okay? And she actually convinced the police, San Antonio PD, to go inside the house, and they made their way in an illegal entry. We need to get to the bottom of this. I have a video that I've uploaded onto Facebook, and I have like 17,000 views already. Everybody knows what happened, okay? I need to have her arrested, okay? How can I go about this? I need to have...
Well, that would be with the, of course, that would be with the police department.
Okay,
because we have nothing, we have nothing to do with that. And then as far as the petition...
Hold on, let me finish. The San Antonio Police Department do not want to take our report because of what they did. So I'm
saying,
okay, hold on. So I'm going to go over there with the sheriff, and we're going to go talk with you so that we can get this settled. Because if she went in without a judge ordering anything, then this is illegal. So we're going to give a sheriff deputy your name, and we'll show up there in a bit.
Well, actually, it's not here in our courts yet. So
I know.
it's out of the CPS court.
But, ma'am, you are someone to witness, and this call is being recorded anyway, just so you know. So we're going over there, and we'll...
So there we go.
This guy is all over the map.
What do you mean he's all over the map? What do you mean he's all over the map? He just explained what happened.
He's gonna go over there with the sheriff.
Right.
There's no sheriff gonna go over there.
He's got a sheriff at the house with him. That's a phone call that he made to the office before they went to the office. They went over to that office and spoke with that lady, and that's the lady that confronted in the courtroom.
Okay. And the sheriff said that he would go with him to the court.
Sheriff came there with them. Yes.
Okay. So now, when they got to the court, that's when all that other hoopla took place, right?
Now then they showed her a petition with the judge's signature on it miraculously, whereas they went in there before and it was signed by another lady. That other lady convinced the cops to go into the house on a warrant that wasn't a real warrant, and they pushed their way in the house and took the kids.
Good. Okay. So therefore, that's different. The different part is that the warrant was signed by the judge.
Fake.
In other words, he signed it. She signed it. Did she put her name there, or did she write the judge's name?
She wrote her name on that warrant.
Okay. It wasn't written by the judge. So I would think that's illegal right there.
And then they went in and they pushed their way into the house and they took the kids. So now these people are at the courthouse trying to see the judge.
See the pushing part, because they have a warrant signed, but it wasn't signed by the right person.
That warrant wasn't signed until they went to the courtroom, right to the courthouse.
No, what he got when the police came was a warrant that was signed. He's assuming that it was signed by the judge.
No, they went to his house. He says that it was signed by the caseworker, Angela, whatever her name was. It wasn't even signed by the judge.
But Angela can't sign it.
But she did.
Yeah, she could do it. She could do it, but it's not considered legal and binding for Angela to sign that.
That's the whole point. Herbert, that's what I'm saying. The caseworker lied. She went
Yeah.
in, she stole these people's children,
Yeah.
told the cops that this was a legal document. The cops bought it. They went in and forced their way in and stole the kids from the house.
His issue is with CPS now.
That was CPS that went in there and did this.
No. His issue is with the supervision of CPS over that person. That person should be reprimanded for doing what she did.
Fired. They lied
Fired
on a document and put into jail.
Fired or whatever, and that would be a fraudulent. She did a fraudulent act in signing in the spot where the judge's supposed to sign.
Right.
That's fraudulent. That would be fraudulent.
Right. My whole point of this whole video was this is what they do, because we've spoken to people and they don't believe that these are the things that are happening, but things like this are happening all the time. These caseworkers are falsifying documents because they have a badge of God and they can just go around and do whatever they want, and they do it with no disciplinary actions. They don't get in any trouble. Their immunity is done through the courts because they are immune, so they don't get reprimanded ever. This was a blatant breaking and entering into a people's house and stealing children. This was kidnapping.
Okay, now let me ask you this question: when they come with a paper like that, because I don't know, do they give you do they give a parent a copy?
Yes, they gave them a copy with no signatures on it.
Oh. Well, when he got the copy, he shouldn't have let them in.
Well, what are you going to do when you got cops with guns sitting there saying you need to let these people in? They have a warrant.
Exactly what I see other civilians do. You don't have a warrant, it's not signed, you're not coming in.
Okay, but not everybody has that. He's obviously, they were nervous or whatever, and the cops went in anyway.
But that's when he let them in. He didn't know better.
You let them in. That doesn't sound like he let them in.
The part when she said that it was like an intimidation, the woman...
she said they went to both houses and used the cops as intimidation. He said that they issued the warrants to them and they came in the house anyway. They said they came in the house anyway.
Yeah.
And mind you, they took their kids, but there was no warrant. There was no nothing. They never even got a judge signed signature until they went to that courthouse. And then they fraudulently put a judge's signature on the documents because they have the original ones that have no signature.
So the woman that signed, I think she should be brought up on charges of fraudulently.
That was the woman that they wanted to arrest. That the guy said, "I want her arrested."
Yes.
That was her.
Yeah, but he never said for what. He should have said for signing her name in the spot where the judge's name is at. Her name shouldn't be there. That's what he has to be specific. He just said, "I want her arrested." Even I was saying, for what? What did she do?
Right. Well, I mean, they stole their kid. They kidnapped.
Yeah, but no. What I'm trying to say is you can't just say, "I want her arrested because they stole my kid." I want her arrested because she presented a document, and under the part that the judge is supposed to sign, she signed.
Right.
Then they proceeded to steal the kid.
Right. But like he said, that they did not want to press charges on those persons because they too were guilty of what happened. They said that the police department would not press charges on them because of the incident. He said that. He's already tried to go and do that.
Okay.
See,
and he needs to
the whole point of this whole thing is this is what they do. I wanted to talk about, in fact, that this is where, and these are the tactics that CPS uses when people say, no. We had a phone call with a friend the other night that we talked about. He wasn't aware of these things happening. This was a blatant show of what CPS does is they fraudulently sign documents. They lie to the police. They do all of these things. So now all of these people are in trouble because this CPS worker moved without haste. And because she didn't have what she needed, she didn't care. She moved forward and did it anyway.
He should get an attorney.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh man. But
I don't think he should fight this on his own because he's not going to use the right words.
Oh, probably. I'm sure that after attorneys were seeing this, I'm sure they were all frothing at the bit to get a police department and a CPS agency in trouble. I'm sure that that's a
Sure.
fact.
I would think so, but he has to have the right. He has to have an attorney that
Yeah.
understands the law. I'm
Yeah.
going to give you a side note. A side note is person comes up, say, I'm giving a hypothetical, comes up and says, "Oh my God, after I got home from work, I was robbed. I went in my house and the TV was gone. My drawers were flipped upside down, and I was robbed." My response right away would be, "Did somebody get hurt?" "No, I wasn't home." "Then your house wasn't robbed. It was burglarized."
Burglarized, right.
Yeah. But you're coming in singing a song about how I was robbed. I was robbed. By the way, my mind is somebody came up to you and presented a firearm, presented a baseball bat, a golf club or something, and took your personal belongings. That's a robbery.
Right. They're using different terms. Right.
That's right. So this guy's using terms, but he can't fight this battle by himself. He has to use the right terms in order to fight the battle.
Well, I mean, this whole incident just had occurred. I mean, so you got to give the guy a little bit for being frazzled and everything. This just happened to them, and then they ran to the courthouse to do this because they had just stolen their kids. But Herbert, we're way past our time.
Okay, I got one last thing to say. If something like that happens to people, I think they should reach out to an attorney to ask, "Hey, how do I pursue this?" Before going down half cocked like that and throwing words around. "Oh, I want her arrested. I want her arrested. She stole my child. She stole my child, so I want her arrested." No, you can't roll like that.
Right. No, absolutely. You should always get an attorney to help you out in these situations. You know, talk to a lawyer. You know, and that's the bottom line. Always, you know, just make sure that lawyer works for you and not for CPS.
Okay, that's enough. Those are words right there. There's a difference between a lawyer and an attorney.
Yes, sir. Right. That's what I'm saying. Attorney, to act, and so you're right. The term they call that legalese, right? Isn't that what they call that, legalese?
Everything is done by legalese.
Right. No, you're right. So you need to make sure that you're represented properly, because you could go in there and you could ruin your case by going in there and mouthing the things that you don't know.
Legalese, and one last thing, legalese is that a police officer is supposed to read you your Miranda.
Right.
Not recite the Miranda.
Right. It's supposed to be on a card, right?
Whatever. It could be something in his hat he's reading the Miranda from, but he has to read the Miranda, not recite the Miranda.
Right.
And that's something a lot of people don't know. And police officers, if they don't read you your Miranda, there's nothing wrong with that, because they don't plan on interrogating you. So we don't have to read you your rights if we don't plan to interrogate you.
Right.
If you're running your mouth and you're just back there in the back seat running your mouth, nobody read you your rights. We didn't ask you any questions. You're the one running your mouth.
Right. You're giving up your own information.
Yeah.
Yep. So watch your mouth and get a lawyer. That's the way we're leaving all of this stuff today.
Yes, sir.
All right, Herbert. I'll see you tomorrow, Herbert. Let's Herbert, that's the best information that we've given yet, I think, my man. I'll see you in a little bit.
We got before you go, we got to get back on the phone again, because I was able to get the pediatric nurse. She just called me. So she wants to call
you. I will call you up in just a moment.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye-bye, Herbert. All right, we finally got it through to Herbert. I believe that's what took place, guys. Listen, my point of tonight's story was to show everybody that this is real, what CPS does, because there's a lot of people who don't think that CPS is real, what they're doing is real, or any of these things. But this is it. This was an action taken by a CPS agent to go ahead and purposely sign and falsify a document so that police went into a home to steal the children that they shouldn't have been stealing. They plagiarized, or that could be using the wrong word there, but they did screw up big time. And the whole thing is with that is that's not supposed to be what they're there for. They're there for one reason and one reason only, and that's to make sure that nothing is going on with the safety of the CPS employee or the people that are living there. Because don't forget, people, these police and the police department, they do work for us. They are our servants, and he's right when he says that. So don't forget that when these police are coming to your house trying to throw their weight around, guys. These people and these police officers, they work for us, and that is a fact. So I think that's about all I can wrap up here. I'm going to try to do this real quick for us. And one more thing, he is right about the whole the attorney thing. Make sure that you guys don't take on CPS without an attorney. Look, they are who they are, and they're $1 billion company. They don't go by rules. They don't do the things that they're supposed to. We clearly saw that tonight in that thing, and you just need to be careful when you're dealing with them. So the best thing that you can do is be represented by an attorney. And again, I can't reiterate enough. Be sure that that attorney is someone that you know will represent you in the way that they are supposed to, because if you don't do that, you might end up with an attorney that is going to send you right down the hole of TPR, guys. I mean, and that's a fact too. It's an unfortunate one. Those prepaid attorneys, the attorneys that work for the state, don't forget, it's just that they do work for the state. It's unfortunate, but it's true. They all break bread together. They all are together. I've seen it myself firsthand, that they all are one. So, with that being said, guys, be careful with what you do. Make sure you do it properly in the way that it should be done. I'm the CPS Punisher. I'm going to try to get this right. I'm out of here.
Mommy's right here. I got you, baby. I'm not trying to stamp you. I'm reporting my daughter because this is going to court. I love you, baby.
Greetings, world. We are anonymous. Families are being destroyed. Children are being emotionally torn apart. In the United States, this all began when President Bill Clinton signed the Adoption and Safe Families Act of 1997. Since then, taking children from their loving parents has become a multi-billion-dollar industry. Children are now seen as walking, breathing bags of money for corrupt state governments all over the United States. The US government incentivizes the kidnapping of children by providing lump sums of cash from federal funding to the states.
Going to CPS, trying to work everything out with them, thinking my son might be adopted.
Our children are the most precious people in our lives. We must protect them. In many cases, children are taken from their loving parents for the smallest of reasons, such as eating too much fruit or smoking a joint in their own home.
Child Protective Services, CPS, has all been known for massive corruption, the falsifying of documents, statements, and the list goes on.
Now, state police issued an Amber Alert for the pair on Monday after she failed to turn her son over to CYFD. On Tuesday, Bryant went on Facebook claiming she's the victim of CPS corruption.
This is a legal, human trafficking mafia with unlimited power and absolutely no accountability.
You want some juice, Mama? You want to take your juice? You want to drink a little bit right now? Let her hold her since she seems to be kind of the calmest right now. Okay.
This is a call to all, remove your fear, and put on your masks. Find all of the CPS groups on social media platforms, get involved, do extensive research. Arm yourself with information. If you live in fear of the CPS mafia, then remove your fear, join with others and fight back. We will push to change the system, as long as the CPS uses corrupted methods to destroy our lives.
The Department of Child Protective Services has become a protected empire, built on taking children and separating families.
This is Nancy Schaefer. She gave up her career, and later her life, for the fight against CPS. The details of her murder are very suspicious, and many believe that she was murdered by the CPS for her heroic deeds. Please research her.
This is not to say that there are not those children who do need to be removed from wretched situations and need protection. However, my report is concerned with the children and parents caught up in legal kidnapping. Having worked with probably 300 cases statewide and hundreds across the country, and in nearly every state, I am convinced there is no accountability. There is no accountability. There is no accountability in Child Protective Services.
CPS is well known for massive corruption and criminal acts.
Assault, burglary, DWI, theft, domestic violence, indecent exposure, prostitution, possession of cocaine and marijuana, and selling alcohol to minors. What do all of these crimes have in common? They are just some of the crimes committed by people who work for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. That's right, the agency in charge of protecting Texas children. We found more than 370 employees have a criminal background. Some have direct contact with foster kids. David Mendoza pled guilty to assault with bodily injury to a family member and violating a protective order. He's a CPS supervisor in El Paso. Richard Landon was arrested for indecent exposure in 1997, and in 1994 he was arrested for prostitution after soliciting an undercover cop. He also works for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
Look at that baby. Look how beautiful that baby is. They'll get hundreds of thousands of federal funds, especially if they put it on a couple psychotropic drugs, and then they'll adopt it out to somebody.
We call all to join together and stop this mafia. Child Protective Services, also known as CPS. CPS custody is one of the most dangerous places for a child. Many children are abused and sometimes even killed.
If somebody hurts my son, I'm filing a lawsuit.
CPS, Child Protective Services, we are waking up to your corruption involved with children, and we will expose you. We are anonymous, we are legion, we do not forgive, and we never forget. CPS, expect us.
this?
You've been in a car crash, and it appears that you might have been drinking.
Ouch!
Did you fall?
Can you help me up?
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
you pushed me.